that goes into doing a reading for someone is enormously huge. I promise we will go over this critical point ad nauseum before you finish this book. Why? Because I want you to understand that this intuitive work and world of energy that you are a part of is special, magical even. And unfortunately, it's not uncommon for people to inflate their own greatness and to feed their insecurities by stroking their own inner monster, otherwise known as their ego. Folks, let me tell you right here and now, ego sucks and is not your friend when you are trying to develop into the type of spiritual person you viscerally know you truly want to be. If you are not vigilant, your ego can easily be your biggest downfall to your practice. My guides once came through me during a deep channeling session that I did in a controlled environment, and they told one of my students, now a successful professional psychic medium, that he should be patient with me as his mentor because I could be harsh. I did not remember the session even though I was the instrument for it, and when it was recounted to me, I will personally admit that I was slightly offended by the message and thought maybe my student was embellishing, so I would go easier on him. I am not harsh, was my first reaction. Harsh? Really? Was all I kept saying for the next 24 hours after that. And then the truth hit me. I am harsh. I am like a militant drill sergeant who is willing to do whatever it takes to bring out the best from his troops. I will be that same way here with you to the utmost of my ability. But your free will has to choose to let my voice speak to you. So, in keeping with my promise, I want to be very clear now and throughout this book. I am not writing this book so that you can have a new occupation of doing psychic readings for people. If that is your primary goal, return the book immediately, put it on your shelf, or give it away. This book is not meant for you. If you are expecting to find within the confines of this book the ammunition to support your inner monster and to celebrate how special and gifted you are in your psychic ability, this book is clearly not for you. However, if you are excited to discover more about yourself, your spirituality, and your intuition, about connecting with your higher self and your spirit guides, learning how to make more empowered choices, and manifesting the future that you want, please listen on. Why have I always declined writing this type of book in the past? The reason was simple. Fear. I was afraid to and have struggled with my fear internally over the last 15 years. Of course, I have discussed psychic development in my other publications and even recorded a set of audio tapes on my teachings, but never written a book on the subject. A book is like a textbook to me, a how-to manual of sorts. I wasn't ready to do that for fear that it would fall into the wrong hands. I was worried that people would absorb the development content and launch into doing readings based on my teachings and miss the most important part of the message. Now, I don't want to sound all top-secret paranoid, but I feel that the skills that I'm disseminating here are powerful tools that will enhance your experience as you, if you pay close attention to them. I know that my path and purpose in this incarnation, or lifetime, is to raise people's awareness to the world of energy around them and to help them recognize how they can work with it, not against it. Mission accomplished, in my personal scorebook. After close to 1,000 hours of television aired internationally of both Crossing Over with John Edward and John Edward Cross Country, and 6 best-selling books that all deal with metaphysics, I really feel that I've been instrumental in getting people to begin a dialogue with themselves on their own beliefs about an afterlife, their loved ones on the other side, and all the potential that these concepts bring. But when editors, publishers, and clients alike were clamoring for me to write the quintessential book on what the other side is like, or a book on psychic development, I continued to politely decline. I live here, on this plane of existence known as Earth, and I know that there is something else beyond this since I've been conversing with it for decades. But because I know that there is a subjective element at work here for me as well, I didn't want to fall into the category of making umbrella statements. I really dislike when someone in a position like mine makes these grandiose and oversimplified statements that end up doing a disservice to the field as a whole. It comes down to the word responsibility. I didn't want to take it on. I was fearful of being karmically responsible for instructing others how to do a reading and their words being tied to me. Even though that would not actually be the case, I still like to make sure that I approach my teaching as if it were. But it is that very same feeling.